I'm just being honest. You got to know how to handle that shit. But I say this to say that I'm not gonna say that that was Rizzy that text Kiana's sister. You know, that's Kiana's assumption about it or whatever. And Kiana can feel how she want to feel, just like Rizzy can. But I do know that Rizzy play a lot of games, y'all. Rizzy throw a lot of rocks. She threw a lot of rocks. Rizzy got a lot of pages. I started to notice that because she would kind of tell on herself when she would come into the live how she done went on Debate Talk and said this and said that. And then she coming over here and she want us to talk about it just so they can come over here and fucking harass me and all that type of shit, whatever. And I just got tired of it. So that's what it was. So I don't like Rizzy painting the narrative that, you know, we had an issue because we didn't have no issue. Thank you, Shar. Because we didn't have no issue. I just removed her because I couldn't take the sadness all the time. Like every little thing, you know, somebody say, even her like being, you know, when she was drinking her little Tito's and stuff or whatever, she would come off mute. That didn't bother me. I got kids, so I don't get easily agitated. I'm gonna be honest. Like that really did not bother me. But the part of, you know, sending me the long DMs and it's like now, like damn, I'm putting my live on pause. I go and I read the DM and now I come back, I'm kind of sad, you know, because like damn, I gotta, you know, make sure Rizzy okay, but I also still gotta show up for my other supporters. Letitia just sent out 2 subs. A Doorstep, you just got a sub, and Arthur Broco, you just got a sub. Thank you, Letitia, for the 2 subs. You know, that will fuck with me. So I know Rizzy play a lot of games. I'm gonna be honest. I'm 50%. Heard Kiana say that she was gonna send Rizzy moms a damn email, or she already said it or something. But the fact that I'm just saying, this is my opinion. Now, this is me giving my opinion. Sending Kiana the article is some shit that Rizzy would do. Let me just say that. I can't sugarcoat it no other type of way. That's some shit that Rizzy would do because it gives Rizzy that, you know, again, for people wanted on Debate Talk, but they wasn't giving it to her because she couldn't be main character over there. But lately, since Rizzy been giving away her money or whatever, you know, she kind of became one of the main characters over here. When she first got over here, people was like, oh, fuck her, you know, she's ugly, she's this and she that, and da-da-da, whatever. And I'm glad she have found her newfound confidence in herself. That do your big one. Every woman should be confident. They call me a big fat water buffalo bitch, and I don't give a fuck, bitch, and I'm still confident. Ain't no motherfucker gonna humble me, okay? That's just what it is. But I feel like Rizzy spending her money, and she knew that that was one of the only ways that she could actually do it. Rizzy spending her money on this side, have gave her, Shaw just sent out 2 subs to Rhonda, you just got, and Mr. Black, somebody, you just got a sub. Thank you, Shaw, for the subs. We still on the sub wave, y'all. But yeah, you know, they say all type of shit about me. I don't give a damn. Can't no shit nobody be able to humble you. But I feel like Rizzy knew that one of her only ways, it was like she tried everything, you know, coming over here. Y'all say for protection. I just feel like she just was hanging out with the girls over here or whatever. And you know, she tried doing that or whatever, and that didn't work. So the only other thing that she knew was to use her money. And they have gave her the validation that she been seeking since she been on Debate Talk. You feel what I'm saying? They have done that for her. So if it worked for you, then it worked for you. But I just know that that's just that wasn't mine. I'm not interested in that shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't like it. My friends in real life, they'll tell you, like, don't be sad all the time. You only get one life, bitch. I would hate for you to close your eyes and don't wake up and you went to sleep sad. That shit is not, you know, it's life goes on. And this is an app. I feel like a lot of this shit you could get away from. Whenever it became too hard and too, you know, frustrating, you can back away from it. If that happened to Rizzy and the story is surreal, I'm sorry that happened to her. Kiana, I'm sorry that, you know, that situation with your nephew, because I remember you brought that up a long time ago. You told us about your nephew. With his situation, I think it was in Tea Time panel or whatever like that. So I'm sorry that somebody.
How many times? Okay, I'm glad you said. I'm glad you brought that up. How many times have I brought that up since?
Only one. I only had it one time.
You only remember that one time?
For the stuff, I only remember you bringing that up one time. I'm okay. I remember you bringing it up one time, but I'm not gonna say that you used it for whatever. But I remember you bringing it up one time, and the way that you brought it up at Tea Time panel, that was when the Slim stuff was going on. I mean, when the baby funeral stuff was going on, I think, or something like that, and you gave your story about it. That's the only time I ever heard it.
Did I have a platform then, like where I could get
No.
subscriptions, gifts, none of that? Okay, I just because what they told my sister was just fucked up. And like I said, I asked Heartbreaker straight up and down. Did you? Was that you that was texting my sister, or did you give her this information to Rizzy? She said no, because Rizzy was not around to know anything about that, right? So somebody gave it to her. And at first they was mixing up, me, my son. And like today they came in the chat saying, Kiana told a lie. She don't have a deceased son. And I'm like, that is so goddamn weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
so she got the information from Heartbreaker. Either Heartbreaker was the one that texted or she texted. Either way it go. And also we all know who all of them that was getting my people information, right? We all remember when folks was out here, they was calling Tony and all of this stuff. So we all know the people who was getting people's phone numbers and stuff. So it is what it is. She
yeah.
was not around
I'm not
then.
gonna
I
say
mentioned it
okay. So
one
one thing
night.
about it is that I don't trust nobody on this app. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I don't trust people and stuff or whatever. But and I'm not gonna say that it was Heartbreaker. I don't know because Heartbreaker. I think she been kind of just trying to let it be fair game between you and Rizzy. But what I do want to say is that y'all know this is messy talk, right? The reason that I told y'all that I'm kind of trying to like switch it up. Like we talk about some stuff on Messy Talk, but it's plenty other shit that we could talk about. Because at the end of the day, right, a lot of us that recap, when we recap from the blog pages. Yeah, it's gonna be, it's gonna be
Thank y'all for the gift.
some little shit going on. You feel what I'm saying? Every day. But eventually you're gonna run out of shit to talk about. Cause it's like, okay, if I wanna be online all day, right? And I'm recapping, when I'm done with the blogs and it ain't nothing else to talk about on the blogs and it ain't no live action and no live drama going on, what you gonna talk? What I'm gonna talk about? I'm gonna just sit there. I mean, I could talk to y'all about my life, about we could talk about girl stuff. It's a lot of shit that we can talk about. For the people that solely just want to be messy, you get what I'm saying? They're not gonna have anything to talk about. These people are glued to Messy Talk. Y'all have heard a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm leaving Messy Talk. I ain't gonna do Messy Talk. I don't want to do Messy Talk. I don't want to be bothered with Messy Talk." But they still end up coming back. But I'm gonna be honest, it's like redundant. It's so redundant, and it's like I had to when I took my little week off recently, I had to give myself a reality check, right? And like, talking about the same. I don't care to talk about the same bitches every day. Even though it's a different story, it's still the same characters, and we kind of done pretty much like learn, like a lot of these people on here and how they'll move and what they would do and what they won't do. But I say that to say that you got to watch a lot of these middle characters because when they get bored and it's not a lot of exciting shit going on, that's the type of shit that they do to spark it back up. And guess what? Now they got you going crazy, they got Rizzy going crazy, and it's a whole nother drag out session for a whole week of who gonna do this and who gonna do that. It's like the baddest man hit my head. You feel what
Right.
I'm saying? So a lot of these middle characters, they do go and they because like I'm gonna tell you something, right? I'm gonna give you a prime example. So when I was like first, when the whole shit had happened or whatever, like with me, when everybody was dragging me and stuff or whatever like that, it was this one person that was on Instagram, and they was always sending me. They were always sending me what you call the shit, like clips of people talking about me and this and the third, because I was responding in. I was always responding to everything somebody would send me. So that day when I went live and I had decided to play the gospel music, and I was just like, you know what, fuck them. Today I don't got the energy for that. I'm not gonna do that or whatever like that. This same person who had been riding for me, well, I guess they've been riding for me or whatever, and I never paid attention to their page. I never went and looked and see how many followers and shit they got or whatever like that. I just know they used to be sending me the clips. The clips was linked to YouTube, and they would send them to me, and I would click on them or whatever like that, right? So the one day that I decided that I wasn't going to talk about that shit because I was over it at this point, they DM'd me back and they said, the person DM'd me and said, "Oh, I'm leaving a gazebo. I'm leaving a gazebo. I thought you was gonna keep eating, but this shit done got boring." Now this because one day for an hour out of all the shit that I had done been fuss fighting and tussling, bitch, I decided to give my damn vocal cords a break from arguing and yelling with everybody. They told me that they was leaving the gazebo because I was boring and I was not eating people up no more, and they thought that I was gonna keep eating people up. But this was somebody who originally made it seem like they were riding for me. They would always send me clips like, oh, this person talk about you. Oh, get in this live. That person talk about you. That person talk about you. This, that, and the third or whatever, right? And that right there made me realize, like, you gotta watch the motherfuckers who be saying that they support you and they fuck with you and, oh, I would never do that, this, that, and the third. Them be the bitches that be instigating. Because TikTok allow you to not have to verify email, and you can go make any page with anybody picture and anybody name and all that shit on it. You can go in and do whatever you want to do and make a page and all this and all that, and they know the way to keep this shit going. So your information was already put out there, Kiana, with people was calling your man phone and this, that, and the third or whatever like that. Your number could have easily been given out, and now somebody texting you, but I be telling you, it be the motherfuckers that you don't be expecting that be right up under your nose that will do that. You know why? Because they are chronically online. They are chronically on Messy Talk, and they want to see this shit pop off. I'm finna see how far Kiana finna go, and I'm finna see how far Rizzy finna go. So it be the motherfuckers that be right there twirling up under your nose. You know.
You know what? It's crazy because at like I said, I felt like the thing came from Rizzy, because I'm gonna tell you why. If y'all look at the live recap, you'll hear me break it down, but I'll say it here. I was in Imp Live, and Imp was like, Kiana, and I was, and her and Frankie and all them was like, Kiana, you can't do that. I was like, ain't no grape, ain't no essay, you know, because I knew my private investigator had looked it up and couldn't find it nowhere, right? So and I literally got out of Imp Live at like 1:20 because I sent the email to Rizzy Parent at 1:26. At 2:07, that article was sent to me by a number, right? So I was like, okay. But then, now don't forget, now this number had texted me before and said, Rizzy talking about you in Diamonds Live, right? And I was like, yeah, I heard, da da da. But to me, yesterday, and this is just my spiritual senses, a part of me, half of me, I should say, feel that it's somebody that is in my camp and wanted to pop off. But then there's the other part of me said it was either Rizzy or Heartbreaker.
I'm telling you. Okay.
Because I wasn't moving fast enough for these people. You know what I mean? I wasn't putting it out like they expected me to do. And I wasn't. I had no intentions of putting it out. If she had left me alone, I probably would have just deleted that text message that had the link in it and never been able to get it back. But, and that's why I offered her, you know, a truce to just, let's not talk about it. But the thing came about the next day, and I said, you know, I ain't putting it out unless she forced me to put it out. I said I didn't say I would never put it out, because I knew if she pushed my hand, I would, but I wasn't going to put it out the way she wanted it put out. So somebody done it before I did, and I was still accused of doing it. So I was like, fuck it, let's break it down.
Okay. I'm telling you, you gotta watch them. Listen, baby, if my little experience, what I just went through, ain't teach me nothing else, it told me to watch the motherfuckers that be up under your nose. It don't be the people that be, listen, I always tell people, I always tell my kids, listen, my prayer every day is to protect me from my friends, because I can handle my enemies.
Hello.
Protect me from my friends, because I could deal with my enemies.
Correct.
My enemies ain't no match for me, no pressure for me. Protect me from my friends, baby.
Well, I'll say this: God always shows me. When I'm looking one way, He'll say, "No, you're looking in the wrong direction," and then He'll give me a front row seat to what happens to that person for doing it. So, that if it was a person from my camp, great, because that means they're gonna still be in my camp, and I get a front row seat to see them, you know, destroyed and destructed, because it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? I got it, yes, I received it, but that doesn't mean it had to come to the app. You know, and for whatever I go through behind it, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I go through behind it, If it's somebody in my camp that did, they gotta suffer for it. And I get a front row seat. I trust me, I will. Trust me. And they'll have to admit to me that they did it. They'll have to admit it. Because the shit ain't gonna stop happening to them till they do.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying. It be the people because TikTok just give you that, it give you that space. You can be whoever you want to be on this app. You feel what I'm saying? So people do all kind of weird shit, and they want to see this messy talk shit going. Like they want to see this shit just flowing and going and da 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 da. Like this shit.
But here's the thing: the funeral. I remember Nitra's funeral thingy was Easter weekend. Easter was on March the 31st. And then the baby was what, like April, May? When was the baby? Because that's when I screamed out that night in Tea Times Pound. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Stop doing this shit.
I don't remember that. I don't try to remember nothing about that. What I do remember you being there. I remember you being, because I remember that's when I left Tea Time. I remember you being at Tea Time Live, and you told that part of the story, and I remember you started crying, and I ended up leaving. I think, matter of fact, if I'm not crazy, I think I got a little emotional. I ended up calling Highest Honor. Highest Honor could vouch for that. And I was just like, damn, like these people so fucked up on this app.
And that's why, what I be tripping on is everybody is trying to say Kiana Key, but they main leader or main homie is the person who had a fake funeral for the baby. Is a person who has a video saying set them up. How y'all gonna try to challenge me when y'all was willing to do business with people?
I don't think that, like, personally though, I don't think that Heartbreaker is really on that, like, trying to be on that level with you, Kiana. I don't think that, I think that y'all have came to the terms where it's just like, I won't speak on her and she won't, speak on me. I think that's where Heartbreaker at, but I could be wrong or whatever. I could be wrong or whatever, but I don't, think that she's as invested in. But that's just my opinion. But I'm not, invalidating how you feel about the situation. Because she told me that she wasn't speaking bad on me. Then when Barb had her live, she went and put up a picture of me in the background on Barb Live. And
when?
When Barb had her sub only live, she had that picture up from Atlanta in her backdrop and was calling me all type of big bitches and this, that, and the third.
HB?
Yeah. Now I don't care about it because I don't speak on HB. Like I don't be posting her and I don't be saying nothing negative about her. But that day when Barb had her live, she was definitely she had a picture up of me in Barb live, like, talking about the situation. But
was this before you broke up with the girls or after?
No, this was Barb. Why would Barb be talking about me before that? This was after. This was when remember the night when Barb went live and she was addressing the messages or whatever.
That night I tried to go up?
Yes, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Damn, how I missed that?
Yeah, she had a picture of me up or whatever. And I'm like, damn, I thought you said you was done speaking on me. And then she just called me a big bitch the other day.
Damn. Because I haven't heard HB say like anything other than I don't fuck with Dime, don't fuck with me. We got to understand it. And we're not friends. So I haven't heard her say nothing bad. Damn. That's weird.
Yeah, I do ignore it, y'all. I'm just saying, like, I just don't, be, but whatever. But I'm still not going to say that, what.
That's crazy. I did not know that. I thought y'all had a mutual understanding. Like, listen, bitch, if we wind up in the same boxes, no problem, but we're not friends. I thought that was just the, you know what I'm saying, mutual between y'all.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, that's what it,
was supposed to be. That's what it was supposed to be.
She allowed me up in her panel, but people get bored and they just whatever. So I don't care about it. That's why I ain't never speak on
it. That's crazy.
But that was what was said. She said, if she said that I don't speak on me, I don't speak on her. But
well, damn.
I don't give a damn personally. And yeah, it seemed that way for like a short time, but then back to square one. But I don't be I learned to not address if I go address everything. Like again, like I said, I was watching a video probably like 4 days this morning that had popped up on my timeline or whatever. When I guess Candy was into it with them inside Mandy Live, and I can't count on one hand how many times they said my name. I had nothing to do with that conversation.
Yesterday? What the hell you had to do with it?
I had nothing to do with that conversation. I wasn't even there, bitch. I was over there. Somebody trying to underlive me, got me running 3 goddamn miles at a run club. And I ain't had nothing to do with that. But it was like dime, dime, dime.
Like I said, I went in the live yesterday. I heard that she was screaming. You know, people always say, Rizzy so and so. So I heard that she was screaming, you know, whoever got it, put it out, or whatever the case may be. So, and I don't even know what made her say that. Damn if they didn't. And this is my thing. If you were screaming, whoever got it, put it out, then why did she crash out in franchise last night when they did? Some of this shit be so performative and everybody be falling for it. But these the same people when Aries so-called told HB to do what she did. You can't say nothing. You told her to do the funeral. But yeah, y'all over here saying that Rizzy stuff was wrong for being put out when she said put it out. Y'all, I tell you the
I
truth.
like the girlies now. I love the girlies that advocate for what they believe in. You got a lot of women on this app that have been a victim of that, so they
Right,
understand it. They know what it feels like.
right.
They may have had somebody that didn't believe them when they tried to tell their story. I love the girlies that advocated for it. I love to hear sisters sticking together when they just like, no, we don't want to talk about that because you feel what I'm saying. I know we ain't doing that, whatever like that. But again, you can't expect people to do shit like again, texting your sister, mentioning your nephew, and then for somebody not to speak on whatever because everybody don't respond the way that other people respond. That's my only sentiment on it. But I love to see the girlies stick together, and that's just like, no, we ain't going for that, da 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 da. But you also gotta be a both sided type of friend. You gotta tell them like, hey, if you don't want nobody bothering you, you can't just say, oh, don't speak on that because that's not right. She could say what she want to say, but she ain't bringing up. No, you got to be that friend that's like, hey, friend, I'm sorry to break it to you, but if you don't want nobody bringing up this situation, knowing that may be the only thing that they have on you, then you can't be speaking on people. Leave people alone. You don't gotta let you got money, baby. You don't gotta let people know that you got this person. You don't gotta do all that. Why are you trying to get into it? Why you trying to get into it with them? You feel what I'm saying? Why are you trying to get into it with? Why are you trying to go in there and say, oh yeah, I paid to drop her? It's like you want that attention, and that shit not cool because like I don't want to hear nobody's story being tossed around or thrown around. But then I don't want to hear nobody getting messages to their sister and their family and leave people family alone. That don't have nothing to do with this shit, talking about a traumatic something that they went through. That's traumatic.
I don't think people get it. Like if you stay on this side of TikTok, like okay, I know my daughter is disabled, right? When I got over here, right, at first, you know, I was like, whoa, we did topics and Slim Live, Nitra's Live. I would hear them, Nitra talking about some of the people that's on the thing, but I didn't know who none of those people were, so it didn't bother me. But for the most part, Nitra them just talked about topics, right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever was going on in the world, yada yada yada. So I didn't get a chance to see that people do some crazy stuff over here, being Slim and Nitra Live or Kev the Comic, because again, he's another one that would have topics, right? And so once I got in March and they came for my license, right? My thought process was, well, if they came for my license, instantly talking about going to the state to get my career, right? Well, at first they was really talking about the going to the board, and I think they didn't understand that the board in the state of two different people, but their intention was to see if they could get my license. But I knew then. I said, well, I have a daughter that I always have with me. That's my road dog. We're always out to eat. We always get massages. We're always doing this, and she is special needs, and you know what I'm saying. So she has some of the physical characteristics of someone who is special needs, right? So I was like, they're gonna use that. I know they're going to. These people here are going to use it. It's happened on Facebook, and that's fine. But it's definitely going to happen with these devious ass people. So I went and shut my pages down. This, where you couldn't find her and this and the third. Well, guess what? Okay. Well, guess what? I forgot to shut Instagram down. And a motherfucker from over here went on my Instagram, found my picture of me and my daughter at the fair, taking our family pictures, and boom, came to the app, and that was the end of that. And she's been the subject of being picked on. So I said all that to say, why would someone who had SA not be trying to make sure that nobody can find their SA? You understand? Because that's how I probably would be like, oh my God, I'm on this side of TikTok and they're going to find this SA. They're going to weaponize it against me. They're going to this, they're going to that. And I would just be like scared. But to bring it yourself and to want to show it to every single person. We was in a live last week and that girl was trying to show it. She was like, Kappa, I really trust you, so I'm going to send you the report. Kappa like, no, don't send it to me. You don't know, Kappa. The fuck? So I just find that stuff like that real weird, because when you give a damn, you go try to protect that information, put it out there even more. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I tried everything in my power to make sure these people could not see my daughter. And it's not that I'm ashamed. I just knew that was going to be their weapon. Because if I was ashamed, she would have never been out there in the first place. Right? Because, again, on Facebook, I had one person, you know what I'm saying, one or two people that has mentioned her, but nothing big. But, because, those people know who they actually, you know who they be, so you can go pull up on them. But on here, I knew it was going to be constant, and so that's why these arguments that I had. I'm gonna I can't tell them how low to go. That's on their moral compass. Once we go to beefing, hey, you do your thing. Just don't play me in my face and act like you don't do it. I don't talk on kids, and then the minute me and you get into it, you talk on kids. Because that's exactly what Tea Time did.
I ain't heard Tea Time spoken to your child. I ain't heard Tea Time.
When we got into that big argument in Imp Live and she felt like I was eating her up, she mentioned my daughter. I said, oh, I thought you didn't do this. You called me and Trina in the room when I said it to Trina. You called me and talked to me. But here you are. Because that's what happens. When people feel like they got eaten up, they got to go lower and lower. That's like, just don't say you don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't say you don't when you know if it calls for it, you will. If you feel like you got eaten up, you're going to go lower. That's all I ask. She's fair game. You don't hear me going around this app. Oh, so-and-so said. Like Trina said the other day, fuck your dad, son. We don't care. You heard me? Oh my God, did y'all hear? I'm not going to do that. She got the right to say that. That's on her.
On the damn, you be into it with everybody. How you get back on Trina?
I think when Trina got mad when $2 had did that with her daughter, and I came up there and said, nah, we ain't doing this. We ain't doing this. This ain't finna be no money play. And I think Trina been mad with me, like, from ever. Like, we never did make up or anything, but I think she been kind of on my ass for that, because Trina probably like, bitch, you stopping the money. These motherfuckers finna give me some bread for that shit $2 did. I do be tussling, Chad. And I inserted myself in that one. So I ain't mad when Trina insert herself in and say some atrocious shit, man.
Y'all be